Hey everyone, welcome to Catholic Girl Talk. If you're new here, I'm Olivia, and on this channel we talk about faith, femininity, fashion, and friendship. So if you are a young teen Catholic girl, you've come to the right place. I am talking with my sister Vianne about why we wear veils.
A veil is like a piece of lace that we wear over our heads, and we wear it in the presence of Jesus.
When we are in the presence of the Blessed Sacrament. And this was like an old tradition of the church. It's not required for women to do this anymore, but it was required back then. We have chosen to do it as a personal devotion.
So what I found out with veils is that actually when I wear a veil, it like blocks part of my view sometimes. So then it helps me focus because I look at the white and I'm like, well, it directs my view to the Mass or to the altar or to the Blessed Sacraments.
That's awesome. Like, people say that we wear veils to be like Mary. Well, we're not trying to copy a fashion of like 2,000 years ago. We're trying to imitate Mary's humility. And it has been said in like the Bible in places that the hair is the woman's crowning glory. And so we cover that in the presence of Christ to signify that, you know, he is greater. And I love it as a symbol of my femininity, that we veil what is sacred and beautiful and holy. It helps me always to remember my femininity and my worth in the presence of Christ by saying, you know, you made me beautiful and I'm veiling that beauty like for you. One of my favorite reasons, like the main reason I wear it, is actually like a visible reminder that Christ is present in the Blessed Sacrament, because it's really easy to forget it, right? So one time I was at a talk and nobody else was wearing a veil, but like I was like, there's someone giving a talk in church, but Jesus is there. So I'm wearing my veil, even though it looks weird, because it's helping me remember Jesus is here and we need to be reverent.
So I was one time at this retreat for young women, and there was a Q&A. Someone asked, why do we wear veils in Mass? And one of the ladies was speaking, and she said, we wear veils because it also inspires others. Something sacred is happening here, because it's like a good reminder.
I've known people who have said, you know, I don't wear a veil because I think it would make me too prideful or something like that.
And some people, it can actually be a distraction because they're always constantly fixing it.
Yeah.
So that can also be a problem.
Yeah. So it takes a little bit to get used to. So I read this really beautiful article on a Life Teen website that talks about wearing veils, and I'm going to link that below because they explain it like so much better.
Another thing I would like to mention is that generally, not all the time, like some people don't always follow this rule. Generally, people who are not married and stuff wear white ones to like signify that they are not married, and married women wear like black ones to show that they're married. But it's also really fun sometimes to get like blue ones.
Or a Marian feast day.
Yeah.
Or like
pink ones.
Like you don't want to draw like too much like attention, like, oh, look at my sparkly veil. And to dress it according to the liturgical seasons of the church.
Yeah, I know one who wears a red veil on Pentecost.
It's pretty cool.
Another thing I have found is that sometimes it was embarrassing to wear a veil when no one else was wearing it. So it was super embarrassing. I was at this church and no one else was wearing a veil to it, except like my sister, of course, was wearing it. Super like weird, because I realized that it's something I do personally, and it doesn't matter what other people think, and some people may like criticize me for doing it. But
I've had people say, don't you feel like you're being better than everyone else wearing one? And I'm like, no, and that's not why I'm wearing it. If you're interested in wearing a veil, you've never heard of it before, I'll link some things below. There's some great websites you can buy veils on. You can learn more about them. And don't be afraid. Like I said, we've been sometimes the only people wearing them, but it's because in our hearts we wear it to recognize that Christ is present in the Eucharist and signify the virtue of humility. Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure they can be sacramentals if you get them blessed. So that's cool too.
Better way.
Because then like the way I like to think of sacramentals is magnets of grace. But I hope you liked it. Subscribe to Catholic Girl Talk. Click the bell notification so you actually know when I post videos. Follow me on Instagram. Instagram is really where I post like lots of daily inspirations and things. Check out my website, subscribe to the email list if you want to be like totally in and you like love Catholic Girl Talk. I don't send emails that often. Comment below if you wear a veil. Thanks for watching. I would absolutely love to hear from you. I love seeing your comments. Have a beautiful beautiful, blessed week. Bye. Why do you wear a veil, Ian? Okay, talk about that. I was at a Steubenville conference, thousands of teens, and I, as far as I could tell, was the only person in the whole auditorium wearing a veil. Your family is like, why on earth are you wearing one? Just wait and see, because I was the first one to wear it. Well, like, guys, there's a car coming. They're probably like, what on earth are these weird girls doing? There's another car coming.
It's embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. I'm not even looking at them.
Yeah, I looked at them and they're like...
I guess we should probably, I feel like we should start over.
Yeah, let's start over.
Let's start. Okay. About what, about, oh, okay. V-I-A-N-N-E. Okay.
Well, I don't know why I wear a veil. You got me into it.
Okay, well,
Okay.
so you say it's like this thing we wear.
It's this thing that's like not
It's like a piece of lace that can be blessed that you wear in the presence of Jesus.
Wait. Stop.